Hello everybody. Welcome back to some more Donkey Kong Country 3. And it's actually been kind of a while since we've done a recording. Believe it or not, I've just been busy and tired and busy and more tired. But anyway, how are you doing, Gok?
I'm busy playing games that suck ass.
Hey man, Killer 7 is not bad, alright? You just suck at it.
I'm sorry that game has you like a battered woman. But you're kind of outing yourself because I was more talking about Senua,
Oh, okay.
Hellblade.
Yeah, that was one of the things that we were doing on our free time. I was helping Gokia through Killer 7 and it was painful watching him. I'll just put it that way.
I just talking like a... Yes.
Anyway, so how was Senua's Sacrifice? Because that was a game I wanted to try, but never got around to it.
Is that why you're doing turns on over those rocks?
Yeah, you go circles around it, and that's how you unlock the secret world in this game.
Anyway, Senua was well, it was definitely one of those deep narrative experience games, you know?
Are we talking Dear Esther levels, or are we talking about God of War Ragnarok levels?
You almost said Dead of Boy, didn't you?
Yeah, but I don't think people would have gotten immediately what I meant by Dead of Boy.
More like Dead of Boy, but with even less gameplay.
That's impressive, because the gameplay in the recent God of War games is kind of lackluster. Although, strangely enough, in Ragnarok, the one thing that I have been enjoying of it is the Valhalla DLC. Which is weird, because that one's pretty much entirely based around the combat, and there's barely any story. Which is probably why I'm enjoying it.
You have something else to do besides listen to Freya's nagging.
Basically. Oh, I accidentally cut out the mini game. Anyway,
You're gonna have to fix it in post.
yeah, I'll just slap in the video in the top right corner there. But if I remember correctly, the mini game for that wasn't interesting. I think it was just you were in a square room and collecting green bananas. That's it. Like, there wasn't even any enemies to dodge, really. That, or I'm thinking of the later water level. There's one water level where the mini game is just that, and it's like the most boring fucking thing in existence. I'm just like, holy shit. But unfortunately for Valhalla, you're not completely free of Freya's nagging. She does chastise you for coming to Valhalla, because it's supposed to be a area that's only known to the Valkyries, and technically Odin, but he's dead.
Is the DLC something you can only do after the fighting Odin?
No, you can do it at any point. The problem is that, story-wise, it's supposed to take place after the main game, so... they basically say, oh yeah, Odin, he's dead. And it's like, oh yeah, because you kill him in the end of the game. Well, you sort of kill him in the end of the game. It's complicated. And stupid. But, let's see, what else was there? Yeah, so, like I said, went through, the God of War games, or the recent ones anyway. Thinking of talking about them in like a video or something. Because I definitely do not get the hype around them. So it's one of those things where I'm gonna have to review why I'm not a big fan of it and have someone explain it to me like I'm retarded. Why it's the greatest thing to gaming history.
Gaming is violently mature, man. That's the deal.
Okay. I thought that's what we had Dear Esther for, but alright.
It's like it's for that we had like a dozen other games that are overhyped for their story.
Kind of reminds me when LA Noire first came out and people were saying that it was like a really good story. Because even though it was just like a very bare bones, cut and dry, like noir detective plotline, and it wasn't even that good.
It wasn't. It had some nice mechanics, like the part about like trying to the whole collecting clues and trying to get trying to interrogate people. That was nice.
Yeah, especially when you just flat out accuse people of committing murder when they're very obviously the innocent party. That's fun. I think the one video that I saw about LA Noire that was so funny was like there was a guy who was part of the Hollywood or something like that, and you're interrogating him, and you just flat out say, "Do you fuck little boys?"
Is that on the Hollywood mission?
I think so, or it's adjacent to it, or like in that same because you go from like insurance fraud detective to like murder and like you sort of work your way up the detective ranks, so to speak.
Does that mission start with a car crash? Because I remember the Hollywood one starting with a car crash.
I can't remember. That's basically roundabout where I stopped playing. But it was like a video that I saw online.
Yeah, I do remember the Hollywood one because there's like you discover like there was a girl where like there's like 50. There was a girl who was 15 in the car, and she had signs of being molested.
Yeah, and then you discover the seedy underbelly of Hollywood and that it's full of degenerates. And then we as the audience members are supposed to be like, oh my god.
I mean, maybe back in the day it was more of a surprise. Nowadays it's just like, huh.
Par for the course.
Yeah, nothing has changed. But yeah, I remember there was one point where you interview like the wife of the main suspect, and she flat out admits, "My husband likes them young."
Yeah. Well, I could see if her saying that to try and get back at her husband, especially if he does, so that makes sense. But let's see. Oh, and for those of you wondering why I'm currently jumping back and forth, like trying to around these waterfalls. These levels suck because they put all the secrets like off to the side where you have to make kind of leaps of faith to try and find them. So that's why I am sort of going back and forth like that. It's
Assassin's Creed this ain't.
Hmm?
And Assassin's Creed this ain't.
Yeah, there's no compass telling you exactly where to go.
Remember when that franchise was good?
No, because I played the first game and didn't really enjoy it. And I started playing the second one, and it was like, it's better, but that's not exactly saying much.
I quite enjoyed the first one.
I just found that there was a lot of unnecessary backtracking. Like, they didn't have much game to work with, so they padded the shit out of it in, like, some of the worst ways possible. Because I think there's only 7 assassination missions, right?
I think it's 11.
Well, either way, there's not that many, and they pad the game out by having you start at the very tippy top of the mountain temple and have to clop your way down on a horse every fucking time.
Hey man, I rather do that than have like I rather do that than like face any form of the forced walking.
Or the MMO mechanic that they introduced.
MMO mechanic.
Yeah, the MMO RPG mechanics, like everything's on cooldown and you level up your character and shit like that.
Ugh. Yeah, I haven't played that many games with that because I don't.
Well, that
I
was what
usually
the
only.
recent Assassin's Creeds were all like.
Oh yeah, I haven't played any of them, and any of the recent ones.
No, it's
Actually,
I just remember the one thing in Yahtzee's review of Origins where the two assassins people find the assassin gauntlet thing that they always use, and he mentions that the girl says, "Oh yeah, this is a weapon from ancient times," and Yahtzee was like, "Bitch, we're in ancient times. How far back do we have to go?"
we're going Mesopotamian this time. This is a weapon from the time of the Akkadians.
No, it's gonna be like Far Cry Primal. We're gonna be fucking cavemen, and the original assassins figured out how to attach a bone to a fucking glove. And that was the first assassin's weapon.
Yeah. The thing with the Templars went back though, that like I always find the idea of like ancient times, like ancient Greece, ancient Egypt. Oh, by the way, it is like Pharaoh Egypt or Cleopatra Egypt in Origins.
I don't know what one it is, but I do know there is a difference because Cleopatra was basically the end of the Egyptian Empire, right?
Yeah, it was pretty much during her reign that they lost to the Romans and got conquered. Became just another province of Rome.
Mm-hmm. I'd imagine living under Roman Empire would have been not too shabby. All they had to do was fix their plumbing problem, and then we would have been fine. I'll take your silence as an affirmation that I am correct.
Well, I can't live without indoor plumbing, so I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna agree to that.
Well, no, I mean, they had indoor plumbing. The problem was that they used lead for all their pipes.
Well, they seem to have been the same thing for like Victorian England, I think.
Well, to be fair, it was a relatively recent thing that we discovered. Oh, lead poisoning is bad. Like, yeah. I think it wasn't until like the 50s or 60s that we started figuring that out.
Yeah, but I was saying, like, I always found stupid the idea of like making Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, it's not about assassination missions. It's about globe-trotting adventures and RPG mechanics.
Yeah, no, but like making the series about like, that, it feels like so much like they attached something to the Assassin's Creed name because it was popular. Like they had a completely different game, but didn't have the courage to make it to try to make it on its own. So just like just attach it to like a Assassin's Creed. People like that one, they're gonna buy it, and you get slop like Origins or Odyssey. Yeah, but like the whole idea of setting Assassin's Creed in ancient times is so stupid. Because like the whole point of the Assassin's Creed is that it was the fight between the assassins and the Templars. And
yeah,
that started in the Middle Ages.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to have the Templars before the Middle Ages, yeah. Unless
turns out the Templars were before Christ.
Unless
explain that.
The Templars were so benevolent and knew the way of Christ long before he was even born. Before even Judaism was a thing. Yeah, you ever think of that?
Checkmate, Hebrews. And yeah, oh god. Those games are such trite.
I think the thing that always kind of baffled me was that they had that futuristic element to it, which, at least in the first game, just kind of felt like, oh, this is... Like, it didn't really feel necessary, to be honest. Like, they could have gotten away with it just being... Like, if you cut all that out, it would have been perfectly serviceable.
Originally, it was meant to be like a story set exclusively in in the Crusades time.
Mm-hmm.
But then there was some like some traditional suit meddling.
No, we need it to be a sci-fi action thriller.
Yeah.
It's
And
like,
then, it's not enough.
But it's set in the medieval period, and it's like, do it.
Find a way. It would have been better, I don't know. Because, like, yeah, I mean, for the most part, for most of the game, the sections with the future guy are, like, they could be, I would imagine it would be quite easy to cut those out of the story with no loss.
Yeah, the only thing that made me think every time I had to go back was, why is Adam Sandler being interrogated?
Assassin's Creed, the modern state of Assassin's Creed is one of the biggest reasons why I think Ubisoft cannot die any sooner.
Oh, I thought it was the whole everything else that they do as well.
It's one of the like that helps, but like I like those games. I like the Assassin's Creed 1 and 2. Why did they have to make an open world slop? Why
Because
don't you
it
just
sells.
die, Ubisoft? They are really like one of the. They're probably like the. They're probably more hateable than EA right now.
Yes, I would say so, if only because I haven't heard anything that EA has done recently, aside from their yearly sport games that they produce.
Yeah.
Which apparently do well because normies eat that shit up like crazy, and I have no idea why.
And seems to be the same thing with the modern, with Assassin's Creed. It's just normies eat that up.
Yeah, but at least you could argue that there's there's at least a portion of Assassin's Creed that makes it so that you have to play it as a video game. Like, it's not like hockey games where you could technically just get the ball stick and a couple friends and just play it in the street or whatever, you know?
I don't know. It's never. I never found that a particularly good excuse to why sports games are not interesting. Oh, just play the game in real life.
This is the level I was talking about. Okay. Yeah, it's just a square room, no hazards, just collect the bananas. Fucking horrible. I don't know why. It feels like they were supposed to put something and then they never got around to doing it. Like, if they put one enemy, even if it was static, right in the middle, that would have improved this immensely. But anyway, so you were saying about my sort of thing being a bad excuse?
I never found that a good excuse. Like, oh, just go outside and play the game. What if I don't want to? What if I'm just not good at the sport and I just want something that is like a...
Well, then get good then, retard. God. You fucking
Just get good, yeah. That wheelchair, skill issue.
Exactly. You know how many sports where people are in wheelchairs and they do fucking great at it?
I know basketball.
Yeah, there's basketball, and there's plenty of games where you could do technically sitting down, like ping pong. No excuse.
That spinal injury is just quitter talk.
Exactly.
But yeah, I never found that a particularly good excuse because it's not even the first experience, and it's not even the same experience. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand. Like, there are, like, when it comes to sport games, I usually like it if they have some sort of arcadey element to it, like the Mario ones or
strikers. Yeah, I thought about buying that at some point.
Yeah, but another one that I enjoyed playing once in a while was Super Baseball Simulator 1000 for, well, the Super Nintendo. And that's one where you can literally get power-ups that turn your baseball hit into like a fucking missile. So if it hits a guy who tries to catch it, it just knocks him right to the back of the field.
His body explodes.
Basically,
Gore
like it
all
knocks
over
him
the
out
audience.
for a minute.
Got gore all over the audience. Yeah, I was never particularly that fond of the game of sports games, just because the gameplay elements of them were never quite interesting to me. Like whenever I was playing football as a kid, and I was like with my cousins, and I would toss the ball to one of my teammates, and it always annoyed me how the guy who was who the controller switched to was the one who was like the farthest away from the ball.
Yeah, that
Like-
might be something to do with the game in general, because usually I find that when it comes to like football game or most sport games, unless there's an option to toggle exactly what player you want to go to, usually it's defaults to whoever has the ball or the puck or whatever it is. It locks onto that player that you're currently playing as.
I'm not sure we quite understand each other, but okay.
Okay. Yeah, one thing I do like about these underwater levels is that finding the coin is really easy, because it's always at the very end of the level.
Oh, by the way, the coins are specifically for the end game, right?
Yes, it's how you
completion.
unlock the very last vehicle, which you need to get the last banana birds in the game. And then the bonus room coins you need to complete the end of the world, like the Lost World.
Gonna fight an Aztec god.
This thing?
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to be like some type of crustacean. I can't remember. It's not a... But he doesn't actually hurt you. What he does is that the little water thing actually just pushes you off the ledge, so it's like a one-hit kill. But only if he does it enough. But as for the fight itself, it's nothing too drastic. You just up and around in a clockwise or counterclockwise position.
Doesn't look particularly developed in the mechanical level.
I think the only thing that makes this really an interesting fight is that it's the only fight that I can think of in the Donkey Kong Country series that... well, actually, no, I just realized that in 2, you play as Squawks, so never mind. I was going to say that it was the only one where you have to use an animal buddy, but yeah, that's not true. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you all next time. Have a nice night.
Bye-bye.